Morbid reason Prince Andrew will win Royal Lodge, feud identified by pals as he runs out the clock. Pals of Prince Andrew have hinted that they believe he will win the battle for Royal Lodge by simply outliving King Charles. The monarch is keen to oust his brother from the plush property, thought to be worth £30 million. He will remove Andrew's security detail within weeks in an effort to persuade him to move to a smaller property, most likely Frogmore Cottage. But the Duke of York, 64, remains determined to stay in the home he signed a 75-year lease on 2 decades ago. Now, sources close to Andrew have suggested he just needs to wait until his brother passes away in order to cling on to the mansion. Charles, 75, is over 10 years older than Andrew, and has been undergoing cancer treatment this year. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. Quizzed on what might happen, a friend of Andrew told the Daily Beast's royal commentator Tom Sykes that the Duke can sit tight and run out the clock. They added, Andrew wants his brother to live long and prosper. He is intensely loyal to the monarchy. But it's not exactly a state secret that Andrew is more than a decade younger than his brother, and that Charles has cancer. It comes amid reports Charles wants Royal Lodge to go to Queen Camilla after he dies. The 30-bedroom home was built in the early 19th century, and was expanded in the 1930s. Andrew stays there with his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, who he remains close to. Royal commentator Daniela Elza said the information vacuum about Royal Lodge helped fuel rumours that only provoke alarm and some medium-grade palpitations. Prince Andrew biographer says disgraced Duke must be one of the most unpopular figures in Britain. Royal watchers are waiting with bated breath for a new tell-all biography about Prince Andrew to be published. The book is being written by Scots author Andrew Loney, whose previous works have exposed numerous royal secrets. In The Mountbattens, Their Lives and Loves, he wrote about Dickie Mountbatten's film star looks and ruthless self-promotion and his popular royal by the IRA in 1979. He also exposed further sordid secrets about Prince Philip's uncle and wrote about his wife Edwina's love affair with former Indian Prime Minister Nehru. And in Traitor King, the scandalous exile of the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, he traced the post-abdication story of the former King Edward VIII and his American divorcee wife Wallis Simpson, including the royal shutout by his family, their links to the Nazis and how Edward tried to shut down the investigation into the murder of a close friend. All this means that his biography on the Duke of York is likely to be packed with secrets and skeletons from the closets at Royal Lodge. Although last year Loney revealed that Andrew's papers were being kept under wraps until 2065, in line with British government rules. This is the mark of a banana republic and not a mature democracy, he fumed. But the author, who is based in Edinburgh, is still likely to turn up plenty of juicy information about Andrew, including fresh details on his friendship with the convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein and the years he spent as a UK trade envoy. Writing on X recently, one user said, that Andrew Loney is a critical thinker and meticulous researcher. His work is second to none. Always pause to hear his latest updates. His readers are waiting on the release of his book on Prince Andrew. The author himself has given some clues about his own opinion on the Duke of York, including in an interview with ABC News in Australia a few weeks ago to discuss the row over Royal Lodge. He said, "The last thing Andrew has left now is his status as a member of the royal family. Everything else, he's lost. And so he's hanging on desperately to this. Charles can see it doesn't look good. I mean, Andrew must be one of the most unpopular figures in Britain." Loney also spoke about the close bond Andrew had with his mother Queen Elizabeth, who protected him as much as possible while she was still alive. He had his mother around his little finger and every time there was a problem he just ran to her, so the dynamics have changed, he said. Charles now calls the shots and, I think it's payback time. Meanwhile, When it emerged the National Portrait Gallery was set to acquire a photograph from Prince Andrew's fateful Newsnight interview, the author also had strong views on the story. He told Mail Online, "I am sure Prince Andrew is not going to be happy with this because the interview was not his finest moment. But the interview and the photograph is a piece of history. This is an iconic image, and should be in the collection. The gallery's job is to record images and history, and this photograph is part of that." Andrew's Newsnight encounter has been dramatized in the new Amazon Prime show A Very Royal Scandal, which stars Michael Sheen as the Prince and Ruth Wilson as Ms. Maitlis, and was released last Thursday. An insider at the royal estate previously told the Daily Telegraph, "There was no screaming or shouting. Philip told him in no uncertain terms that he had to step down for the sake of the monarchy. Philip doesn't like trial by the media, but he's realistic enough to realize that Andrew's actions were a danger to the very fabric of the royal family." They described the conversation as tense and that Philip had told Andrew he had to take his punishment. King Charles, then the Prince of Wales and heir to the throne, used the situation as an opportunity to demonstrate his power in the family too. He had been increasing his number of public engagements while the Queen gradually reduced hers. Charles reportedly read the Riot Act to his younger brother after summoning him to a meeting at the royal estate after returning from a trip to New Zealand. He told Andrew there was no way back into the family in the near future and echoed Philip's request for him to step down from public duties. A source previously told The Sun, "It was all very civilized and calm, but Charles calmly read him the Riot Act and told him there was no way back for him in the near future. Andrew thought he was being treated harshly as nothing has yet been proved against him, but he accepted the decision. He really had little choice." Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson's family living room we never see. The Duke and Duchess of York reside at Royal Lodge at Windsor. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson might have divorced almost 30 years ago, but the Duke and Duchess of York continue to share a close bond, and the former couple live together at Royal Lodge, a £30 million property in the heart of Windsor Great Park in Berkshire. Prince Andrew and Sarah, both 64, have lived at the royal residence since 2004 when his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, granted the Duke to lease to the property the year prior, under the expectation that renovations would be undertaken to repair, renew, uphold, clean and keep in repair, and where necessary rebuild the home. More recently, Andrew's brother, King Charles, is said to be applying pressure on him to vacate the property and instead move to nearby residency, Frogmore Cottage, the former home of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Royal Lodge, a 19th-century Grade II listed building, sits on 90 acres of land and has more than 30 rooms, including 7 bedrooms and a saloon. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.